The 24th of in Germany. Yes, hello everyone. So the 24th of September is tomorrow. Y'all, this sky looks really pretty. Let's check out this sky really fast. It looks kind of nice, you all. So there's a lot of chatter about the 24th of September. There is. And there's whether something's going to happen or something isn't going to happen. A whole lot of chatter. And we visited this several times is what we've done. We visited this several times on this channel recently to find out what is being heard about the 24th of September, because in the United States and maybe certain parts, it is not the 24th right now. It's not, you all. You know it isn't. That's right. It's a good morning, and it's a very brisky, it's a very chilly like morning. It is, but that's okay. The temperatures have like plummeted from the 90s, you all. Hello there, Apple Brooks, honey. It's about the Ukraine. Well, you know what? The 24th has a lot of strings attached to it. A lot of strings with different types of theories. There really is a lot of different types of theories. And I'm sure there's some truth into a lot of the theories. There's a little bit of, whoa, I didn't see that part right there. There's a little bit of truth in some of the theories, and we just don't have the whole truth. Now, there may be those who say that they have the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and you need to listen to them. No, that's not the case. Nobody's got the whole truth, because nobody knows really what's happening in the spiritual realm. Everything in the spiritual realm and whatever, that one single human being, okay? You ain't got that type of mind. There's a lot of hearsay that's going around. There's a lot of rumors, and that hearsay or reading, that's just that. Until something literally physically manifests, it's all up in the air now. It's all speculation, you all, but it is not stopping. The rumors, the chatters, the hearsay, it's not stopping. It's something's going on, and we can feel it. We all can feel it. We can. That's right, you all. We can. We need to get some, batteries. I thought you said binoculars. I thought I seen binoculars, you all. Even batteries don't have that long of a lifespan. Unless you get some solar batteries or something like that. Rechargeable batteries. I don't know how long be able to be on here. I've got someone coming to pump out the septic, because I'm on septic out here in the country, and it's been around 4 years. If you all have a septic, you might want to, if you haven't had your septic done, you might want to take care of that. That literally disappeared. It's like little teeny tiny white things, you all. This 24th of September. Here's the things. I think it started with some kind of a gentleman in the financial department, I think in Germany or something like that, maybe Belgium, said that everyone will remember where they were on the 24th of September. They'll remember where they were. There'll be no mistake about it. That's what he said. And then some people said that maybe, the war is going to break out. There's something called the DART mission, the asteroid that NASA's going to shoot a thing at and land on an asteroid and detour it away from Earth. I'm trying to think of all the things that were said. I did not get to read all the comments. The asteroid, if you can think of anything else. The asteroid, the crypto, the financial system's going to collapse. We're going to have 3 weeks without power. There's all kinds of things being said. It's all hearsay at the moment because it has not physically happened yet. The future has not met up with the present at this moment in time, you all. So it's all, look how they doing that sky up there, you all. It's all rather interesting to hear what all is circulating out there. It is, you all. And this is it's like a gathering, an intelligence gathering. We know that things are heating up. Okay, now see, this is a theory too. Nothing will happen. It's just making panic. So nothing will happen. Someone said it's making panic. Are you sure nothing will happen? Okay, and if we can look at the present day right now, if you can look at on the geopolitical scheme, the the map, things are happening. Okay, if you look at a chessboard, the pieces of the on the chessboard are being moved politically around the world. They are. So something's happening already behind the scenes. Things are being set in motion for something. But what is that something, you all? What is that something? Certainly, nothing happens by accident. Not one single thing happens by accident at all. And we're just left guessing and guessing about what is to happen. I can't quit looking at the sky. Sorry, you all. That's okay. Y2K again. Oh, I remember that Y2K. We were at Fort Meade in Maryland. They didn't know if the computers could literally go to the Y2K. They made it. They made it. They did, you all. Our world is changing, and our world has been changing for quite some time. It's like since the past 3 years, boom, everything has been literally turned upside down. And conditions for human beings on the face of the earth have not been too pleasant in the countries that they are living in. They have seen oppression. They have, and you know they have. They've seen oppression. They've been oppressed. They're still oppressed. Many people lost their jobs. Many people died. There's a lot of things that have happened. So things are happening right now, and that's not hearsay. That's real time. That's real world. Real world. And it had a direct impact on the people. We have, you know, the thought of war. We do. We have the thought of war. Wars have happened. There's a time for war and a time for peace. Okay, there is. We know there is. There's a time for everything under the sun. Absolutely, everything under the sun, you all. So we're trying to figure out what is being said out there in the world on the social media sites. What's being said? What are you hearing? Because not everybody's going to go to the same place and read what you read or see what you see or hear what you hear, because people are drawn to different types of media, different types of narratives. If you're hearing something that's going around, could you please share it so that we can have this as an update to tomorrow is fast approaching, and tomorrow is already here for some. And they've even like stretched this into, you just wait, in the few days, things could happen. And you got the Pope. Okay, we must not forget the Pope. The Vatican wanting all the money at the Vatican by the 29th of September. 29th of September. And the DART mission with the asteroid and things, shooting something there, something like that. You all, somebody already got themselves in trouble. Hello there. You all, if you're just tuning in and just trying to figure out if there's any increased chatter, any new thing to add to the, we'll just call it hearsay and rumors that have been circulating, because this is like an information gathering, intelligence gathering. There are a lot of figureheads that are speaking. A lot of figureheads are speaking. You know, what if there's a alien invasion? Okay, what if there's that? There's a lot of ifs. Ifs leaves open the possibility of anything and maybe possibly nothing. Anything and or nothing. And nobody wants to live in fear. I don't live in fear, but when you have such increased chatter and they say, well, the reason they're doing it, they want to bring energy to it so that something can happen. They do say that. What's happening? Let's see right here. You all, I know there's a lot of comments on here. There is. Really, I never heard of that. Lil Wobbly Way. Thank you for putting that in there. I never heard of that before. You want all your income taxes paid for the 30 plus years return plus the interest. Well, doesn't hurt to hope, does it? Or to dream. Yeah, doesn't hope. And have you ever thought of why they do a census? Why did they ever start the census? Did that start with Caesar Augustus with the census? And what time did that start? Why did he want to know, you know, all of that, you all? Why did that even have to come into being? And why did they have to know the ethnicity? Why do they have to document on the census your ethnicity? Because mine is mulatto, mulatto, mulatto. Thinking, why do you got to know that? Why do you got to know what people are? Okay, why do you got to? This is wild. It's all wild. Humans are very important. They are important. They're Obviously, every human is valuable, whether you think you're valuable or not. You're valuable to some people. You're valuable to something that wants to keep track of human beings on this earth. You really are. And I don't like to think about the herd mentality. I don't like that phrase, herd mentality. I don't like it because it reminds me of cattle. And some people refer to humans as cattle. If you look at the movies, the sci-fi movies about Earth and these fictional things, are they fictitious? About they get the people on the earth. They've been promised that by these gods or whatever, these powerful beings, and no, I don't like thinking like that. I don't. No, see, I don't like that. Um, we have asteroids coming. We do. We have asteroids. Have you been hearing anything else about the 24th? This is a updated video because it's tomorrow where I'm at for my time zone. And we know that a lot of things are supposed to be happening. I'm sure the news isn't talking about it. I'm sure it isn't. Yeah, starting to question things, and for good reason. We need to question things, Jaquita. Jaquita, honey, you remind me of the little Jaquita who lived next door, her and her little brother Ray. When my children were in elementary school, we would all get in the truck because I was a teacher assistant for Title IV, and we'd go to school. We ride together. I'd take the children to school, and we'd ride back home. Her name was Little Jaquita. I did a story on little Jaquita. She's a precious little girl. Yeah, she's a grown woman now, but that's okay. Moonfall was an amazing movie. I hope I get time to watch it. I really do. Trey did a wonderful job explaining, you know, in layman's terms, just the bulk of it. But I'm sure it's nice to watch it in detail. If you've got time to watch the Moonfall movie, you all. And I do like to do fun videos. I do. If I connect with somebody in my spirit, it's much easier for me to be me and them to be them. If you can connect spiritually, you all, and we can. There's a lot of us who can connect with one another spiritually. There is that connection, and it makes life a whole lot better. It really does. There's too much division going on, way too much. Um, but that's okay, you all. It is. Oh, yeah, you don't want to have anxiety. 24th starts in 9.5 hours, Universal Time. Oh, my goodness, Yolanda, it totally mockery of us. That's good to know. I mean, it's not nice to hear, but it is good to know. I guess when a person views a movie, you can watch a movie. Some people watch movies and they say, "Oh, that's a really great movie." And if I would watch the movie, I thought it was not. It was not. I didn't like it at all. So yeah, different people are going to have different thoughts on movies. That's just how we are, and it's okay. That's how we're perceiving it. That's how we relate to it, and it's okay. It really is. Um, so that's okay. We don't have all the likes and all the interests and everything. We're not complete clones. We're not the hive mind. Okay, we're not the Borg. We are not hooked up to that thing within our head where everybody has a neural link in their head and they're all alike. Okay, we're not. So I think that's the problem. I really do think that's the problem. I think that's the problem that they think is the problem, that we're too different and they can't handle all the differences within humanity. They want to stop it. They want the hive mindset. Okay, really, that's really probably what it is, like that. Look at this. We've just been watching this sky, caking that sun, you all. That's right. Um, your feed. Your feed today, aloft in places. You're hearing fraud on local news. Tracy, honey, have you been hearing this? We're trying to find out what's going. That movie was such a symbolism. It made me actually, oh, yeah. Yolanda, honey, that's understandable. That is. That's right. Good morning, you all. Scooter Scott, Montana. It's like that song, Meet Me in Montana. I want to see the mountains in your eyes. I've had all of this life I can handle. Meet me underneath that Big Montana Sky. I liked that when I was really, really, really young. Yeah, that song. Taha Links. Yeah. Well, there is a different language. Well, it's. I'm trying to focus this on myself. You all. We're not as different as we really think. If we look at things from our heart, we're not that different. And it does help to make sense of things. And, when you have a certain narrative been shoved at you all your life, and, there is a great awakening occurring. Humanity is waking up. We're waking up, and I think we're waking up way too fast. Probably way too fast. We are. But we're waking up when we're supposed to. You are the 24th of September. What are you hearing that's happening? Um, yeah. Oh, you've been seeing the black clouds, Princess Santos, because they have been around. I seen some of them yesterday trying to appear, but they were held off. See, this is really strange underneath here. This whole sky is getting covered. The black clouds have been appearing a whole lot. And there's something that is written about the black cloud. There was a book about Fred Hoyle wrote a book about the black cloud. It was an intelligent being. And then Star Trek kind of bounced off of it with the black goo being an intelligent thing with Picard and stuff. Uh, yeah, there's something to the black clouds. There really is, you all. And you know how all our information is being uploaded to the cloud? Really, what kind of cloud are they talking about? Is it an artificial intelligence that has been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years? And everything about us is now being uploaded to it. Spiritually speaking, you all, but is it really just spiritual? I don't know about that because they have to admit NASA spoke about the black cloud. Scientists spoke about the black cloud. They said if a black cloud would flow into our world, we would have to admit that it is a life form, and that's what the NCIB, I think it was in the National Institute of Health, when they were talking about life forms, they would have to consider that a life form, even though it didn't have like a physical form, but it was a super intelligence, is what it was. You all, something's going on in our world. We know that great change is here. You all, it's so cold out here. It's it's 60. Wow, that's really way up there today. Um, It's okay. It's all right. I hope you got some warm clothes. Please get some warm clothes if you need it, because winter is coming, and the days will be dark. Okay, they'll get dark sooner. The darkness will come a lot sooner, and the days will get long. And you want to make sure you got some warm clothes and blankets and stuff. You all. Hello, Susan B. Honey. Have you seen anything else on the 24th? Um, somebody said Somebody else said people are going to turn into zombies or something again. That's still circulating. I saw that this morning. Um, Something would be released that could control people. You was talking to your family about the propaganda last night. Oh, in the X-Files, their movie. Oh, about that black glue, Yolanda. Now see Yolanda. Yolanda reminds me of the lady when we lived in the projects. She was a sweetheart, Yolanda. Yeah, she's still alive, I think. I hope she didn't die. I was a teenager, and she was probably, I don't know, probably in her 20s and stuff, doing her best to survive in this world. You all, her name was Yolanda. Wonderful woman. That's right. They're going to try to get us to manifest dark things, and we are powerful. We're very powerful, you all. We really are. If we're going to manifest anything, it's going to be the light of love. That's right. It's a very powerful light. And as long as we are aware of what's trying to be put out there, I was thinking about Rasputin too. I really was. I was talking to my mom this morning. I said, do you ever remember our Rasputin way back there in Russia? Because he was not a nice entity. He wasn't. He was in the very darkness. See, how come, let's ask this, how come it's all right for them to talk about the darkness and the powers of the darkness, but it's not all right for us to talk about the powers of the light, the powers of love, the powers of what is good, manifesting good? Why do they got the books about the Rasputin and his evilness? And I don't think he died. I think he had a spirit in him, a demon or something that never died. I think it got into another body. These demons need bodies. These spirits, these interdimensional spirits, they need bodies to continue their work because they don't have their own bodies. Is what it is. Thank you, Cat Honey. Um, it's a lot of work. It took me 2 months to paint this or stain this house by myself. But it's okay. I loved it. I really did love it. It's an enormous job. I never did restain up here when I stained the house, but I did this part and this part. It's a lot of work, and especially when you had to climb up on a massive ladder. Oh, that was scary, you all. It was scary, but that did it. That's okay, you all. We're talking about the 24th. The 24th of September is coming, and it's tomorrow, and there's a lot of chatter going on. There's talk about, war, and I don't hear no talk about peace at all. Peace is not even being put out there in the picture. And since I've got you all on here, since we're talking about the 24th of September, we can talk about CERN. I did a video. CERN needs helium to cool its magnets, the two powerful magnets, to 1.9 Kelvin. And Russia is the largest supplier of helium in the world. So the helium prices have went through the roof. I don't think they're supplying the helium like they used to. And CERN cannot go without the helium. If you didn't know that, if you've noticed, helium prices are going through the roof. They have to have them. And if CERN's going to run full power till 2024, they need it, or else everything could explode. So yeah, the helium. I just wanted to throw that in here if you did not know it. I didn't know it until a few days ago on the video about the explosion that happened at a refinery in Ohio. And also in that video, there was a interdimensional being, a massive being, probably around 24 stories tall. You could see its face. You can see its shoulders, its arm, its body silhouetted in the smoke, overlooking the flames all around this refinery in Texas. It was a massive, massive being of great power, standing there. It literally could take its hand. It could take its hand. It was so tall. As the pipe stuck up out of the ground, it could take its hand like this and grab those big refinery stacks with its hand. It was massive. So that video is about the refineries, explosion at the refinery in Ohio. If you look through there, you can see a little bit thing. And we found out about the helium. We found out that the strategic reserves in that video, you all, we're still talking about the 24th of September. How the strategic reserves of the United States, they go on an auction, and countries from around the world, they can bid on that oil, and whoever gets the highest bid, it goes to. It went to China, it went to Europe. Okay, the strategic reserves, that's where it went. So there's so much going on, so much going on. Somebody got a video editor. That's right, all the power. Certain. Okay. Israel decided to split the land. Did they do it? Something to play about. The helium. Is there really one of those? None of your business. A helium, you know what? Because they really do need it. You got on that quick. Thank you for the information. The dark side has already lost. Just think, they lost years and years and years and years ago. So if you think of it as light years away, back in the past, the present, and the future is kind of like all one. We know how it ends. We really do. We know how the story ends because it's already been written about. It's already been known. But we have forewarning. I think we're living in it right now. We got to wait for everything to play out now. And we better be able to stand our ground. We better be able to keep the strength within us, keep the spirit of love and light alive within us, Keep that eternal spirit, that eternal flame burning inside of here because we are eternal spirits inside of here. Some people say white people don't have souls. I beg your pardon. I got a soul in me, um, and I've got a spirit. I do. And how do you know? Yeah, see, that was a silly comment. Okay, it is, you all. No, we're talking about the spiritual realm. We're talking about people. We're talking about people from all walks of life, you all. Hey, if you want to say something like that, you got to go into um, what is that? Past lives. People remember past lives, so that's reincarnation, you all. There's a lot of stuff to throw into this. A reincarnation, people being reincarnated lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, saying the moon is a recycling area where your soul or your spirit, you get recycled and sitting back down here to the earth from up there on that moon, that Death Star, like Trey was saying last night. The Death Star. You all, I have not. I only watched Star Trek one time, and I can't remember none of that. It was years and years ago. It's hard for me to sit down that long to watch any type of movie, but the moonfall sounds very interesting. And I did not know about the Death Star, about the moon looking like that Death Star thing with the big crater gap in it. I never knew that. I really didn't. So that was very interesting. It was. There's something else going on, you all. Some people say that the moon is holographic. Some people say that the moon is a big Dyson sphere that was brought over here. And some people say that this is all hearsay because we ain't got no solid thing, but people feel it within their heart. Let me flip this around. That the moon, let's see that. This AI, this super intelligence, and let's talk about this super intelligence that here's how it goes. The super intelligence went through this planet. It took over the planet, destroyed the planet, and the remaining inhabitants got the moon, made the moon. They came over here to the earth, and that super intelligence followed them to the earth. What if this super intelligence is that black cloud? What if the AI is the black cloud? Okay, because it's a super intelligent life form. It's artificial because it's not like solid. What if it is, you all? Come on. That's right. The moon is a spaceship with different levels and stuff. You all, there's so many theories out there. There's so many theories. There's so much things that are going on in these UFOs. There's UFOs that are in ancient writings, ancient hieroglyphs, things etched in stone. Come on, you got the Anunnaki. You got these things had to exist. The Anunnaki had to exist. Half man, half beast people too. All of this. Sounds like DNA manipulation. That's creating beings and stuff like that. Like Pan, who played the pipe. The goat with the man's body and a goat's body. And we see we got right now, we got these modified plants, crops and stuff, genetically modified crops, genetically modified dogs and cats and stuff. That, I think that's been going on for thousands of years, and we can't connect the dots. Actually, our minds don't even go there. We're too busy living our lives, you all. There's so much going on. We're talking about the 24th of September, and there's all kinds of things that are being said, but there's so many things that are all in this whole entire world that it just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And it's causing people to question everything that's occurring. Some people say, well, they want to get rid of a lot of the earth. They want to get rid of a lot of the people. There's too many people on the planet. You got to get rid of them. And if one way don't work, well, we got to get another way. That sounds like a war on humanity. It kind of sounds like the past replaying again is what it sounds like. The past replaying out. And if the past is replaying out, who are the players? Who are the players? Are they the ones from ancient times? Are they the ones from the book of Enoch? The fallen ones that came down? Are they the ones? Okay, because I read the book of Enoch. I did the first one. And then there was a second one. I've got them all. I do. And I just couldn't read no more, you all. I couldn't, because that's not for me. I mean, I can touch on a subject, but I'm not going to delve all the way into a subject and tell you everything about it. No, I'm not going to do it. I've got to have an open mind. And it's good to know you are. Are they the fallen ones? Who and then the sons of God came down and mated with the daughters of men. And then you got the Enki and you got the Enlil, you got the Anunnaki, you got the gods of ancient Egypt, you got the Quetzalcoatl. Who did the people worship back then? Were they the th- the third of heaven that fell out? The third of the angels that came down to the earth, you all? This stuff is wild, and it goes really far. Then you got Thoth. You got the emerald tablets. We've got the emerald tablets. And Thoth, who's supposed to have his ship underneath one of the Great Pyramids, and when the invaders come again, he will use his ship to fight off the invaders. And then you got the hollow earth theory. You've got like inhabitants in earth. You got let's talk about this, you all. We're talking about the 24th of September. What are you hearing that's happening? Is something coming? All of it, you all. It is a confusion. The whole earth is confused. It's too much, you all. It is. That's right. We got the reptilians. We got the Nephilims. And is there any truth to Admiral Byrd going to the center of the earth in 1947 to meet with the leader of the beings inside the earth? And you got the Roswell incident at 1947. You've got the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947. CERN started to being planned, I think, in 1952, not too far off 1949 and stuff. All this technology just like poofs like that. Then you have the agreement made. There's more than humans involved here, you all. More than human life forms. There is, and yeah. So in Adjust, you just heard all of this kind of stuff. These are all the different types of topics that we try to look into on this channel. Okay, all of it. And we try to have a little fun. We try to do a little dancing, but I lost 5 subscribers last night because of my video, maybe because I danced at the end of it. That's okay, you all. That's all right. I like to enjoy myself and have fun, and I like happy people too, you all. I do. It's good, you all, but the 24th of September is tomorrow, and I went off on a tangent. There is a war on love. I totally agree with you. A war on love. There is. That's the truth. Reverse engineering would take 500 years to build. Do they have giggle mash? They could. YouTube unsubscribes. Oh, they do it all the time, Love Disciple. They do. They even unsubscribe my moderators. That's okay. That's okay, you all. It's fine in the big scope of things. That's good. You love the moon. She is my heart. It's very pretty to look at. It really is. It's I like to zoom up on it with my camera when it's out there for me to zoom on. I haven't seen it in days. It seems to it must have went AWOL, took a leave of absence from the sky. It has, and it does. It doesn't show up the way it should show up, you all. They say that well, if you listen to that video, they're going to come down from somebody said the inhabitants on the moon. Look at this thing going straight up in the air. Right here, the inhabitants on the moon are going to come to the earth. Come back to why is that shooting straight up in the air? I guess it's a Southwest Airlines shooting straight up in the air, you all. Probably Southwest or American Airlines or Delta, because they had to shoot up straight from the ground. You think so? Oh, they could if you all. They could have, but I hope nothing terrible happens on the 24th or any of the days. But we know for the Pope to have the Vatican, listen, this is the truth. In order for the Vatican to issue that edict, after they wrote their new constitution, was around 5 months ago, and once all the money around the world and the gold brought back to the Vatican vaults. Why? There must be something massive coming in order to issue something like that. Even though the people those ministers or whoever he has, they said, well, that's not what this reads. We're getting a different message. He tells them, well, this is what I'm telling you what it means. See, there was confusion right there, but it's coming back. So something is going down, or they would not want to have all the stuff brought back. No, it's something's not right. Yes, happy fall, you all. We can flip this around and look at the fall colors on my porch, because they'll match the fall when the fall comes. Something is coming. Something is happening. We're in for a great change. We really are. And then somebody says, well, it will be the end of fiat currency. Um, if everything were to go digital. And if there was, you all, there's people saying there's going to be 10 days of darkness. And someone said that, there's going to be a dark winter. We've heard this for a long time. Months ago, they said there'll be a dark winter. And then you have Denver, Colorado, handing out tomorrow in Denver, Colorado. Let's talk about the 24th of September. On the 24th of September, Denver, Colorado, at one of the college recreation areas, they are going to hand out free bug out bags to people on specifically the 24th of September. They did it on the 10th, and I did a little video on that. And it's free, but I'm thinking you're doing that at a college campus. There's going to be a lot of young adults who will be able to have access, maybe some bright minds and stuff who have some knowledge and skills that you might want to keep alive if something were to happen, even though September is National Preparedness Month. And I don't know how long that's been that way, maybe since years and years ago. Yes, Denver is at the center. Somebody said that because you've got the Denver murals. The murals inside the Denver airport, Denver International Airport, and the underground facilities, you all. I think I did videos on that, years ago. Underground facilities in there. And the apocalyptic murals that are on the wall with gas mask. Hello. Yeah, gas mask and little children with different country clothing on them, you all. Something that's eerie. That's really eerie. But Colorado and Cheyenne Mountain is the headquarters of NORAD. And I think that's where the continuity of government would occur, at that area. Way deep underground, you all. You hear those booms you hear at night, and during the day, people hear loud booms and stuff. And what if that's them with their big tunnel boring machines underground? And we know that there's survival bunkers, there's bunkers that people were building and stuff. We don't want to live in a world where we have to worry about, nuclear annihilation. We don't. Or pole shift. Now, yeah, pole shift. There's people talking about the pole shift of Nibiru. Nibiru. Okay, the planetary system, Planet X. I'm not an expert in it. I don't study it. I don't, you all. I don't really study it, but I speak on it. There's talk about you can see the planets in the sky. You can see the blue planet, and they're trying to hide it, because something is here, something is coming. And they talked about the debris tail is, I don't know how many thousands of miles long or something like that. The debris tail has, it would send fiery rocks or something down to the earth, something like that, you all. But it would cause the poles to flip, the earth's magnetic pole to flip. There's just too much going on. So I am going to be going, you all. I just wanted to get on here about the 24th of September. I don't know what you're hearing, if you're still hearing things. But if you can put it in here, that would be great. We did look at the transformation of this sky during this whole time. And it's kind of cold out here. It is chilly. It's very chilly. We don't know what's happening tomorrow. Oricus, there's lots of hearsay, which means hearsay. You hear somebody say something, or you went to a site, a news site, a social media site, some type of site, and you read something. A lot of chatter is something is coming, and we know that the Pope he wants the money brought back to the Vatican no later than the 29th of September. That day's fast approaching. So there's lots of stuff, you all. There's lots of stuff. So I am going to be going. Oh, yeah, the power goes out. Somebody said the power will go out for around 3 weeks. Then you'll have 10 days of darkness or something. Then you'll have truth being told, things that were hidden. People are going to start talking about something like that. I don't know. There's so much stuff. Yeah. So that's right. All of it, you all. All of it. The 23rd in Ukraine right now. Okay. Beetles are, yeah. We're sovereign beings. That's right. We are. Oh, you're also very welcome. You also, oh, according to the Gregorian calendar, a Bigly Yug. Wow, that's really interesting, you all. Make sure you read these comments. That's right. Make sure you read it. So I'm going to go, you all. So with that being said, thank you for listening. And hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, you all. Thank you so much. Yeah, hopefully nothing that people are hearing and seeing and reading about happens. Maybe it's just all for naught, but we need to be aware of what's circulating. Awareness is the key to preparedness. If you know ahead of time, if you hear something ahead of time, you can keep it in the back of your mind. Okay, you can. Have a wonderful morning. Thank you.